Hi guys, I'm KB Kwan from Taste of Asian Food. In this video, I want to show you how to make the tempura batter. I spent the last few days testing some methods and recipes, and I will show you my approach to prepare the tempura batter that is light and crunchy. Best of all, the crunchiness will last for more than an hour. I also want to share with you some tips on preparing the ingredients and deep fry them into perfection. So, let's get started. I follow closely a few techniques to ensure that the batter turns out flawlessly. All these techniques are to minimize the formation of gluten in the batter and ensure that the coating is crispy and crunchy. I use a Japanese violet cake flour with only less than 8% of protein. I run the flour through a sieve. This is because the aerated flour contributes particularly to the crispiness of the final product. Use ice water to mix with the flour, since less gluten will form when it is cold. I even put the flour and the egg in the refrigerator to keep it cold, and mix the flour, water and egg lightly to minimize gluten formation. And keep the batter inside a bowl of ice to keep it at low temperature at all times to prevent the formation of gluten. In summary, I run through how to prepare the batter again. Sieve the flour into a mixing bowl. Add the egg and the ice water. Gently combine the flour with the egg and the ice water. The batter is a little clumpy, which is okay, and resist the temptation to stir it until homogeneous. Keep the batter in a bowl of ice water and it's ready to go. I also pour a small amount of the batter into a separate bowl and add a bit of water to dilute it. This batter will be used to drizzle onto the shrimp and asparagus later. Ingredients that are suitable to make tempuras are basically vegetables. Starchy vegetable with less moisture is good for that, for example pumpkin. Other than that, you can use other vegetables such as asparagus. To make fan-shaped eggplant, make 5 to 6 cuts through the eggplant lengthwise at an angle, but keep one end of the eggplant intact. Then press the eggplant with your palm lightly to fan out the eggplant. This shape is not only aesthetically attractive, but also shorten the time required to fry. And shiitake mushrooms are also a common item. The thickness of the vegetables is essential to make good tempura. If it's too thick, the batter will start to burn before the vegetables are ready. And if you're going to cut it too thin, you're going to have a mouthful of crispy batter rather than tasting the vegetables in your mouth. The suitable thickness of the vegetables are about ½ centimeter or 0.2 inches. Shrimp is also a common ingredient for tempura. You can straighten it before frying for better presentation. Remember to cut off the tail. The tail may explode and splatter while frying due to the water inside if you don't do that. Then cut some small incision on the shrimp's belly. Turn it over and do the same on the top side. Place the shrimp on the chopping board. Snap the prawn muscle with the finger. Now the shrimp is not only straightened, but it also looks longer. Once you have prepared the batter, it's time to deep fry the vegetables and shrimp. Coat the ingredients with some flour and dust off the excess. The flour acts as glue, so the batter will stick onto the ingredients. Dredge the ingredients into the batter. Heat the oil to 340 degrees Fahrenheit or 170 degrees Celsius. If you drizzle some batter into the oil, it will form multiple tiny bits of crumbs that will initially sink to the bottom, bounce back to the top, and then float on the surface within 3 seconds. Gently place the coated ingredients into the oil. Move the ingredients gently so that they do not stick together. If you want a more crunchy and thicker coating, drizzle some batter onto the ingredients. When the crispy crumbs floating around the ingredients, use a chopstick to push the tiny crumbs towards the ingredients to let them adhere to the surface. I do this for my shrimp and asparagus, and for the rest I just coat them thinly. When you finish, remove the excess crumbs on the surface before you continue the next batch. Most vegetables and the shrimp will turn light golden within 2 to 3 minutes. Also, it will float up a little more to the surface. Remove from the oil with a pair of chopsticks. Transfer it to a cooling rack to drain away the excess oil. The coating of the tempura is incredibly light and crunchy if you follow the steps in this video. Best of all, the crispiness lasts for more than 1 hour after deep frying. I've just shown you how to make the tempura batter. If you want to get the recipe of the tempura batter and also the tempura sauce, I've included it in the description right below the video. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button and give me a like. I'll see you again in some other similar video in the future, and bye for now.